Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
In the words of your boy Sean P. Diddy Combs, the lawsuits can't stop, won't stop. There's yet another one. Latroya Grayson is the latest Diddy accuser, alleging that in 2006, her sister won a radio show contest, giving her and a guest airfare, a hotel room, and 2 tickets to attend Diddy's White Party in New York. However, once there, she was separated from her sister, the winner of the contest, who was left outside. Latroya does not recall much about that night, given the fact that she was given 2 pre-made drinks. She tried to get up and go to the restroom, and the next thing she knew, she was in St. Vincent's Hospital. When she woke up, she noticed that her shirt was ripped, her underwear were missing, and she was in pain. The day after leaving the hospital and returning back home, she received an anonymous call from a woman who stated that her filing any types of claims against Combs would be a waste of time because he's a celebrity. Now she's filing suit against Combs, the radio station, the airline, the hotel. Child, she's suing everybody. We're going to get into this and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it. Y'all excuse me, sis has the flu and strep throat, so I will not be before you long today. But let's get into the story. I can't keep up with the Diddy lawsuits, but I can say Diddy officially has more lawsuits than he has bones in his body at this point. Now the latest lawsuit is being brought to you by none other than attorney Ariel Mitchell Kidd. Let's get into it. Now, this incident involves Latroya Grayson, who was 23 in 2006. She was an Oklahoma resident during that time, and she had never traveled to New York until this incident. She was a guest of her half-sister who won a contest on K-Jam's radio station and agreed to accompany her sibling on what she believed was a legitimate, all-expense-paid trip to Diddy's White Party in New York in 2006. In late 2006, defendant K-Jams began promoting a contest on its radio station 105.3 Jams in Oklahoma, sponsored by defendant Combs, BBE, Atlantic, and Delta, offering the winner a prize of an all-expense-paid vacation for 2 in New York City to attend a Diddy White Party. At this point, defendant Combs' white parties were legendary and ongoing as they had begun in 1998 and were in full swing by 2006. Eagerly, plaintiff and her sibling tried to win the K-Jams radio contest. Eventually, plaintiff's sibling was able to win the contest. The contest included round-trip airfare for the winner and a guest, 1 hotel room in New York, and 2 tickets to attend Diddy's White Party in New York. Upon information and belief, this was not a traditional white party thrown by defendant Combs, as those typically occurred during Labor Day holiday, but a separate promotional party. Initially, the party was scheduled for October 6, 2006, but was then rescheduled without warning or explanation. Plaintiff received an initial letter from Atlantic providing instruction on how to attend the party and the details of the party, dated for the original date of the White Party. And the letter is a bit hard to read, but let's try. Dear contest winner, here is the information for today's party. Please make your way down to the lobby at 8:45 p.m. this evening, dressed in your black outfit. We will be heading over in 2 vans to the party, and then it gives the address. The party goes until 2:00 a.m. where you will be responsible for your own transportation home. If for some reason you will not be at the van, as if you have some difficulties, please call Mike, and it gives his number. Look forward to seeing you all tonight at the vans. Thanks. The party was then rescheduled for October 16, 2006. Plaintiff was provided a plane ticket issued by Delta for departing on October 16, 2006 from Tulsa to New York City JFK Airport, returning to Tulsa the next day on October 17, 2006. In addition to the date of the party being rescheduled, the theme of the party was also changed from a white party to a black party. Due to the change of the required colored attire to attend the party, plaintiff was forced to purchase a new outfit that was within the new theme of the dress requirement for admittance. Plaintiff and her sibling had never been to New York City and were excited about their trip and their attendance at a celebrity party hosted by defendant Combs. Plaintiff and her sibling rented a limousine to transport them from the airport to the hotel in an effort to make the most of their free trip. Upon arrival in NYC, plaintiff checked into the pre-arranged hotel, the Roger Smith Hotel. Plaintiff was required to pay a cash deposit to the hotel, which was provided and paid by Atlantic. Plaintiff changed into her requisite black outfit and met the transportation van arranged by Atlantic employee Mike Savas downstairs at the hotel. Along with plaintiff in the transportation van arranged by Atlantic employee Mike Savas were several other contest winners who won the same contest in their home cities and were subsequently flown to New York as radio contest winners for the Diddy Black Party. Upon arrival at the location where the Black Party was thrown, plaintiff and the other contest winners were forced to wait in line for entrance into the party. Plaintiff and other contest winners were approved for entry by security based on their appearance and their attire. Individuals were not let into the party based on their position in line, but based on their attractiveness and attire. After waiting in line for approximately 45 minutes, plaintiff was finally granted entry into the party. Even though plaintiff was granted entry, her sibling was not, and plaintiff was separated from her sibling before realizing her sibling had not also granted entry into the party. Plaintiff did not see nor did she remember seeing her sibling at the party during plaintiff's time inside the party. While inside the party, plaintiff took pictures with some of the celebrities in attendance, including rappers Babs from Making the Band and Bone Crusher. At one point, plaintiff met an individual who purported to be defendant Combs' assistant, and he befriended plaintiff, who was alone. While at the party, there was no bar for partygoers to get drinks. Instead, pre-made drinks were being circulated throughout the party by waitresses. After less than 2 pre-made drinks provided by the waitresses, plaintiff began to feel sick and tried to go to the restroom. The next memory plaintiff has is awakening at St. Vincent's Medical Center of New York. Plaintiff has no memory or recollection on how she ended up at the hospital. When plaintiff regained consciousness at the hospital, she noticed her shirt was ripped, her underwear was missing, and she was not wearing any shoes, and the money she had traveled with was stolen. The only money plaintiff had remaining was a $20 bill. Plaintiff was admitted to St. Vincent's Hospital, treated, and released. Upon her release from the hospital, plaintiff, a tourist, had no way of knowing how to return to her hotel, as smartphones were not a commonplace at the time. Plaintiff remained in the waiting area of the lobby of the hospital after her release for so long, she was eventually forced out by hospital security. Plaintiff was able to find a book of matches in her purse bearing the name of the hotel she was domiciled. Plaintiff then hailed a taxi and returned to the hotel using the $20 bill she had left in her purse. When plaintiff returned to her hotel, she called a friend and explained she was not sure what happened to her. But plaintiff believed she was drugged, assaulted, robbed, with no memory of how she arrived at the hospital, as her last memory was being at Diddy's Black Party. Plaintiff had virtually no time to process or further determine what had happened to her, as her flight back to Oklahoma left at 3:50 p.m. October 17, 2024, less than 24 hours after plaintiff arrived in New York City. The day after plaintiff returned home from New York, she received a call from a New York area code with an anonymous female caller. The anonymous female caller asked to speak to plaintiff. The anonymous female caller then threatened plaintiff, telling her that any attempts to pursue anything about plaintiff's assault would be futile because defendant Combs was a celebrity and that plaintiff would just be wasting her time. Plaintiff was confused and scared as she did not know what happened to her. Plaintiff hearing from this anonymous female caller was further jarring and traumatized, as plaintiff learned that not only was she viciously assaulted, leading to her waking up at the hospital, but that defendant Combs was involved and plaintiff would not be able to seek justice for her injury because of defendant Combs' celebrity status. When plaintiff tried to ask the anonymous female caller her name and how she obtained plaintiff's phone number, the anonymous female caller hung up. When plaintiff tried to call the number back, the number was disconnected. For approximately a week after plaintiff returned home, she felt constant pain in the inside and outside of her vajayjay. Pain she believed was from rough intercourse. However, plaintiff had no memory of engaging in intercourse with anyone. Plaintiff did not seek medical treatment or otherwise report her assault to law enforcement because she was scared and confused. First, because she did not know exactly what happened to her. Second, because of the threat she received from the anonymous female caller of defendant Combs' involvement in it being a waste of time due to his celebrity status. Plaintiff became severely depressed and felt shame despite not fully remembering what happened to her. Plaintiff felt betrayed by defendants, specifically defendant Combs, Atlantic, and K-Jams, because she believed attending a party thrown by defendant Combs would be a safe environment. Plaintiff felt betrayed by defendants Atlantic and K-Jams because they failed to protect her despite creating, promoting, and financing a contest led to her injuries and lured her to an unsafe place without warning. The assault and fear after the assault led plaintiff to a tailspin of anxiety and depression. Plaintiff was unable to maintain employment or otherwise be a productive member of society for at least a year after her assault and battery in New York City. Plaintiff believed defendants committed the assault and battery against her solely because of her gender. Plaintiff has been reminded of her assault by defendant Combs as he is an inescapable presence in music, television, and film. Plaintiff has also experienced intimacy issues, struggling to maintain emotional and romantic relationships. Defendant Combs has altered the trajectory of plaintiff's life. To this day, plaintiff experiences bouts of depression, anxiety, body image issues, feelings of worthlessness, and intimacy issues because of the trauma stemming from her assault. Plaintiff feared further violence and or retaliation from defendant Combs in filing this lawsuit, but since defendant Combs has been incarcerated with no bond, plaintiff feels safe to seek redress for her injuries. Plaintiff seeks justice for herself and for any of other defendant Combs' victims, including countless victims who have already filed suit against defendant. Now, Diddy's team responded to the lawsuit and they said Mr. Combs has never essayed anyone or engaged in sex trafficking. Ms. Grayson admits she has no memory of the events alleged in her complaint, does not know who was supposedly involved, and has never spoken to Mr. Combs. Her allegations against him are pure fiction. As we've said before, Mr. Combs cannot respond to every baseless lawsuit and lawyer-driven money grab. He has faith in the judicial process in which fact will be separated from opportunistic fabrications like these. I don't know about y'all, but this one seems like it's going to be a little harder to prove just because she doesn't remember what happened. I'm gonna have to have my legal eagles tell me what they think about this situation. Leave a comment and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. But before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new episodes.